Hi, in this video I'm going to take this scrap wood and turn it into a couple of tic-tac-toe tabletop games. I hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching. The first step is going to take these boards and try to plane them all to an even thickness of around 3/4 of an inch. Just a safety note, if you're using small pieces of scrap like I am for the X's and O's, just make sure you're comfortable handling them, as it can be dangerous. For me, the first cut, I did a straight cut on my miter saw. I thought that was the safest place for me. But make sure you're comfortable with it. The next cut, I'm going to make 3-inch squares with these. I'm going to use a table saw. I'm going to set my stock guides, Jessup stock guides, just added the safety feature. And I'm going to make 3-inch square pieces. And start cutting them. As mentioned, just take all the safety precautions that you can, just to be safe. Don't stand behind the cut. Next step is to cut these 3-inch square. I'm going to be using my Incra miter 5000 miter sled to make this cut, which will make it very safe. I've set the stop to 3 inches, and this sled does have a nice T-track where you can safely clamp down the piece. So in this way, this cut will be very safe. Okay, so I just finished cutting the 3-inch square pieces. I've made enough for 3 gains plus a spare. So now I'll just transfer an X onto one piece. So here's the X marked on it, so we need to cut out these pieces here. I have a bandsaw, so that's what I'll use to cut it. Now here's the first one cut out. Now I'll go and mark the rest of them and cut them all off camera. For those that might have a scroll saw but not a bandsaw, let's try to do one with the scroll saw. This is a thicker blade meant to cut through 3/4 inch material. So here's cut with the scroll saw. Actually does a better job. I don't think my bandsaw blade is too good right now. So there's 2 options. Cuts on the bandsaw, I guess my blade is probably dull. It's just doing a lot of burning on the piece. It'll take a lot of sanding. So with the scroll saw, it's a much cleaner cut. So I'm going to continue doing the rest with the scroll saw. all the X's have now been cut. So next step is to do the O's. For that, I'm going to do the outside using this 3-inch hole saw. And then for the inside, a 1 3/4 inch forceps bit. So I'll go and set up the drill press for that. Drilling the holes now. Just going to spray a little bit of blade coat. There's the O. So now we'll drill the center hole. I have the 1 3/4 inch bit put into the drill press. Just made this little jig, V groove type jig, so I can try to get the center. Lined it the best I could, so let's hope for the best. And I'm just clapping it in because it is small. And we'll drill. I think it's not too bad. So I'll continue off camera to drill the rest of them. Next step is to go through these scraps and glue up some panels. The bottom will be about 11 by 11, so just probably start with the wider pieces to make the bottoms. So I'll cut and get these guys glued together. I've cut enough pieces of scrap to make up 4 bottom panels, so now I'll start the glue up. Okay, I just completed a light sanding using this Milwaukee Detail orbital sander. Next step, for the X's, I'm going to just put a very, very slight round over. That's the step that I'll do next. Just a very slight round over for the X's. Now I'll continue with the remaining ones. Just filing where the bit can't reach. For the O's, I raised the round over a bit just to get more of a round over. So to just have a nice rounded edge for the O's. While waiting for the bottom panels for the glue to dry, I'm going to start staining the X's and O's. I'll start with the O's. I wanted these to be a light color, so I'm using stain I had on hand. It's Minwax Puritan Pine. We'll start with that. Now I'm going to do the X's. I want to do it with a dark stain. What I had here was a dark chocolate truffle. Unfortunately it was very dried up, so I just tried to squeeze as much as I could out of the can. And let's hope there's enough. So the staining of the X's are done now. So to determine the size of the bottom panel, I just took 3 X's and put the spacer between and just spaced it out and measured it to be around 11 inches. So I've already cut all those pieces 11 inches. Next, we'll say the height for the side pieces, and I would say it's about 1 3/8. So I'll get all the frame pieces cut. Next step is to cut the frame. I'll be doing it at 45, so I'll start with the first cut here. Next we'll mark for the second cut. Measure, I already cut this piece, we'll measure for the next. Now the third piece. Piece. The last piece cut. I think everything's perfect. This one's just slightly long. Okay, so now I think we're perfect. So now I'll just get glue and put a few brad nails, and this part will be done. Put it together. Here we go. First one done. Next step is to create the tic-tac-toe pattern. So start with full length pieces going this way. Just a little over 11 inches. So I'll cut 2 pieces now. first piece is cut, and then we need to find the distance in these three. So I've evened them out, like 3 3/8. So I'll cut pieces for that. So I have all the pieces cut for the pattern of the tic-tac-toe, so now we'll just go ahead and glue them all in. And we'll let the glue set, and next step will be sanding. Okay, I filled in some of the cracks with wood filler. Now it's time to sand. All 4 games have now been sanded and ready for finish. One of them is going to stain dark, the others are just going to put a clear finish on it. So I'll start with that. Okay, so now the staining's done for this piece. Getting right in the corners with the gel stain was a little bit of a challenge, but looks good now. Let that dry, and then we'll do the clear coat on everything. Next I'll use this critter sprayer to spray the poly. So the poly is all finished. Put 3 coats. Last step is just to put some felt pads at the bottom. And we have the X's and O's. Project's finished. I hope you enjoyed this build. A good project to get rid of some of your scraps. Please like and subscribe so I'll know to make more videos. Thanks for watching.